Hello, my name is FUDHLA SHAHIRAH. Today we are going to explain about reward and benefit from Chapter 6 in HRM433. In this chapter, we'll be focused in statutory benefit. Before we dive into statutory benefit, let me explain what is reward and benefit is all about. It is defined as a various of incentive and type of compensation that company or employer offer to employee. It has three components, which is reward is about additional incentive to appreciate the employee's performance, and then benefit is a form of compensation that employer provided to employee, and lastly will be the wages is about cash payment that earned from work. Usually it is to attract, motivate and retain the employee while working. So let us dive into the discussed topic, which is statutory benefit. So it is defined as a benefit that are legally obligated to be provided to employees by employer in accordance with the Employment Act 1955 and Sabah and Sarawak Labour Ordinance, meaning that the government law and legal obligation are the main reason why employers are required to follow this statutory benefit. In addition, employment contracts benefit cannot be removed without the approval of the employee. Let me give you one issue that I have included. Is about some Malaysian employer cut worker benefit after the floor raise RM1,500. So this issue is important because it can affect the employee's performance, and at the same time the employer might have violated the law. Failure to comply the statutory benefit can lead to legal consequences, and it can damage the company reputation. Not to mention, it can also affect its ability to retain the employees.
Bismillahirrahmanirrahim. Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. My name is Muhammad Hanif bin MASOR, and I will present about positive and negative of cutting workers' benefits. The implementation of the new minimum wage by the government have forced some employers to cut workers' benefits. The employers must weigh the positive and negative of cutting these workers' benefits. The positive side of cutting workers' benefits are employees have an increase of their salary. Then, cutting benefits might help for the company's survival and the employees' job security in the long run. Next, reallocation of resources. The reduced benefits can be redirected towards other that benefits the employees, such as training program. Lastly, simplified benefits that focus on that most valued by the majority of employees. Now, on the negative side of cutting these benefits, employees who lose benefits may feel undervalued, which can lead to decreased motivation. Next, decreased morale. Cutting these benefits can lead to lower morale and sense of insecurity among employees. Next, employee health and well-being. Cutting this can negatively affect their health and productivity. Lastly, employee may look for a new job opportunities with better benefits, leading to higher turnover. Now, I will continue this presentation with the next presenter.
Bismillahirrahmanirrahim. My name is Muhammad HARIZ HAIKAL bin HAMDAN, and I'm going to continue this presentation, which is the consequences of not addressing the issue. So as the previous presenter have already explained, there are positive and negative side of cutting workers' benefit. When the negative side is not being addressed properly, it can cause dissatisfaction between the workers and the employers. And when the workers' voice is not being heard, they will have a worker strike, or sometimes it's just called strikes. So what is a worker strikes? Worker strikes is an event that happens when a collective amount of workers from factories, offices, etc. stop working to express grievances or demand changes from their employer. The length And type of strikes can differ widely, and the strikes may include the suspension of all work or alternatively just slowing down the work. So this is what going to happen when the workers' voice is not being heard. These workers will go on strike, which is basically like a demonstration against their employers for the action that their employers have taken, which in this case are cutting workers' benefit because the government decided to increase the minimum wage. Strikes can affect a lot of things in the country. It can cause public nuisance and also affect the economy. You may be asking, how do strikes cause devastating effects on business and the economy? Well, strikes can disrupt the production and supply chain of a business. This will cause shortages of products in a country. That means prices of products can increase and affect the average person. Strikes can also be violent. Public places will be vandalized and cause safety issue for the citizens. It will lead to social and political unrest, which can have indirect economic effects. For example, if a strike led to demonstrations or civil disturbances, this can further disrupt economic activities and create an unstable environment. An unstable environment can scare away foreign investors from investing in the country. So that's all from my part. I'm going to pass this to the next presenter. Thank you.
Thank you for Muhammad Haris for a good explanation just now. So my name is Muhammad SYAMIM IRFAN bin Muhammad RIZAL, and I will be explain about the solution of the issue. So the first solution is that employers need to understand the Employment Contract 1955. Employers must comply with the act set by the government to improve the protection and welfare of workers while ensuring that labour law measures comply with global labour norms. For example, based on the issue that have been highlighted before, it is stated in the Employment Act of 1955, Section 16E, the annual leave of employees who have served for 5 consecutive years is entitled to leave at least 16 days instead of 14 days. If the employer fails to comply with the prescribed act, then the employer has break the 1955 Act and employee can file a complaint or fine against the employer. Secondly, is employee have to review employment contract. It's important to go over the employment contract again because it can assist you to understand your right as outlined in the contract and work as a guide in case of a disagreement. It removes misunderstanding regarding obligation and performance standard, guarantees that each party is aware of their rights and responsibilities, and set clear expectations. Finally, employees can consider taking legal action. Employees can seek advice or counseling from the Labour Department or the Ministry of Human Resources in case of abuse of power. If the employer is found guilty, the employee can make claims such as compensation for any grievance resulting from non-compliance. One of the examples is the fine found in the Employment Act 1955 is a penalty payment starting at 10,000 and not exceeding 50,000.